Semyon stood on the threshold of his house in complete bewilderment. He was least concerned about the unpleasant sounds coming from his bedroom. His wife was clearly not alone. But now he was only thinking about Terra. Where was she now? What had happened to her? Semyon's head began to buzz strangely, and everything seemed to blur. He entered the bedroom and silently stood in the doorway. "So, this is how it is." That was the only phrase Semyon uttered. He threw the man out of the apartment so hard that he tumbled down the stairs. He wanted to do the same to his wife but felt too disgusted. Instead, he eagerly threw all her belongings out of the apartment. "Get out. You'll regret this. I'll file for divorce myself." That was all he managed to say in farewell. He drank for a week and then realized he would go crazy because Terra kept appearing in his thoughts. Now he was only thinking about one thing. What if she was still alive? This thought alone made him stop his binge. He started his car and drove around the area where he had abandoned Terra. He asked people, but no one had seen a dog like her. How could I do this? Why didn't I throw that vile woman out of my life as soon as she opened her mouth about getting rid of Terra? How could I even think of wanting children with her? Because of her, I became a traitor. He pondered this thought for a long time and then realized, no, it wasn't because of her. All his life, as far as he could remember, he had two dreams. He wanted a strong, close-knit family with lots of kids and a dog. Dogs had always been a part of Semyon's life, but a strong, close-knit family had never worked out. Now his third marriage had crumbled to dust, and as a result, he had neither a dog nor children. He had taken Terra as a puppy even before he met Clara. He immediately saw that the woman didn't love Terra but merely tolerated her presence. He should have assessed and understood back then who he was deciding to share his life with, but he was in a fog, as if under a spell. Clara blackmailed him, saying that if there was a dog in the house, they would never have children. Now he realized she never intended to have children. He just stared into emptiness, understanding that his friend was no longer by his side, and he himself had destroyed that bond. If only he could find Terra, if she were still alive, he would kneel before his dog and beg for forgiveness. But it seemed it was already too late. A month ago, Tatiana was returning home to her village after a day of work in the city. It was pouring rain, and a huge traffic jam had formed on the outskirts. Tatiana habitually stared out the window and suddenly noticed some strange movement between the cars. A beautiful white dog was darting around, completely disoriented. Poor dog, thought the girl. She's definitely going to get hit by a car or catch a cold. At one point, the traffic stopped, and the dog came level with her car. Suddenly, without thinking, Tatiana opened the passenger door. She quietly called the dog. An hour later, Tatiana was driving home to the edge of the village with her new companion. "Where did you come from on the highway, such a beauty?" The girl cooed, pouring the dog a bowl of hearty chicken soup. "What's your name, and where's your owner? Did you get lost, or were you thrown out?" She had so many questions and no answers. The dog looked at the girl with its surprisingly sad eyes. "All right, let's start life with a clean slate," Tatiana suggested to the dog, and it trustingly licked her nose. "First, we need to come up with a name for you. I really like Snezana because you're white as snow in winter. You'll be Snezka, okay?" And the dog licked its new friend's nose again. "So, you like it," Tatiana concluded. "I work in the city, so I leave early in the morning and come back late in the evening. So, you'll have to wait for me every day after work. But I promise to bring you something tasty for that. And we'll definitely spend weekends together. You'll run to your heart's content and enjoy life. Deal?" In agreement, Snezka licked her owner's nose again. 3 months had passed since Semyon had abandoned Terra on the highway. At work, his boss looked at the completely exhausted man and, after learning that he had caught his wife with another man, suggested he take a month's vacation. Go somewhere out of town, get some fresh air, breathe in the purity and beauty of nature. "Here are the keys to my dacha. Just don't do anything stupid," he warned, hinting at either a drinking binge or suicide. "I've already done all the stupid things I could," Semyon replied indifferently, taking the keys. Tatiana woke up early in the morning. A wonderful sunny day was beginning outside. Such days are common in early autumn. A light fog still covered the fields. Her plan was to take Snezka and go to the nearest forest to pick mushrooms. To wander, leisurely enjoying nature. And if they were lucky, to gather some mushrooms. They went out the gate and walked along the deserted road that ran through the entire village, heading toward the forest. Suddenly, Snežka stopped, tensed, and began sniffing the air. The girl tugged on the leash, but the dog stared intently into the distance, where a figure emerged from the fog, slowly walking toward them. The dog pulled forward with all its strength. Tatiana, caught off guard, let go of the leash, and Snežka rushed toward the stranger. The girl only saw the man kneel before the dog and hug its neck. "What are you doing?" was all the girl could say as she approached the strange man. Semyon held his beloved Terra tightly. "I'm atoning for my sins. Maybe this way I'll survive." Tears streamed down his face. He told Tatiana everything, and she also began to cry. After this meeting, Semyon and Tatiana started communicating, and soon they had a child. And their beloved Terra became the main nanny.